listening to the General Conversation Podcast. I'm Valerie,
This is Cord.
Season 2, Episode 10.
How you feeling today, Corb?
I'm feeling good. Listen, guys,
Feeling
I'm excited. I
goofy
don't
as
know. I don't know
fuck.
what's going on with Valerie. That she's being extremely goofy, and
Because I'm stressed out, so I have to laugh.
and I'm being goofy too. So I can't really talk shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. We had a long conversation before this about absolutely nothing.
We were catching up, sir.
Right. You absolutely correct. We were catching up.
Guys, I want to say this now because Daryl don't know I'm about to say this, but he is going to agree with me anyway that I'm about to say this. We are going to be consistent on putting out content, aren't we, Cordero?
That was more like a threat slash warning.
Aren't we, Cordero? Like,
He's going to agree. We said.
and being consistent with putting out content, because you know what, when I watch other videos and YouTubers and podcasts, and I be like a fiend. I'm like, where's the next episode? I wish we can get, I think going into the new year 2021, we should start being like people and be like, you know what, we put out content every Monday and Thursday. Ding. That's not gonna how it's gonna be, because even if we record, y'all not gonna get it. Technical difficulties. No, I'm just saying. I'm just
Wow,
playing.
it just
But I'm
got dark
saying,
in the room. So much shade. I don't.
but I'm saying, like, we should tell y'all a day we're gonna put it out, even if we record it on a day. So, Kadira, for example, if we record on like Monday,
Okay, let's set it. Let's set it right now. Let's set it. Let's set it.
no, because I don't want to lie to these people.
I ain't gonna lie to him. My words are bad.
You sound like you about to lie.
I ain't gonna lie to him.
Sound like you're about to lie.
Baby, please, listen.
Baby, please. Right. We'll discuss that coming forward once we have a date. Cordero and I have set a date in stone. We will let you guys know how we're gonna be more consistent.
And that's
Cause
a hard E's and R's today, huh?
thank you. Okay, so I want to give a shout out to Stacey Abrams for just come on through, Stacey, for just like doing the voter suppression, going out there and being vocal, going to her platform. And even though she didn't win the governor election because it was fraudulent,
Stolen.
right? She's like, she didn't let that deter her. She actually was like, I'm gonna jump back on my horse, so to speak, and I'm gonna go ahead and ride out and go to these places where she knew that there were voter suppressions happening. And I just shot her out for that, because her work paid off, because we were able to come out there in droves and numbers and vote, and mail in ballots and all those kind of things, and make Georgia do what it do. And I'm just so proud. Thank you.
She doing her thing.
So the reason we bring this up as well is because we have in Georgia, we have a runoff election. This is a very big election for Georgia, because we can change the Senate, and we need to do that. Or is it the House? I don't know. I feel like I should know more about this, but y'all can read it up. Y'all can Google in
Don't matter.
runoff election in
We blue now,
Georgia.
baby.
You know what I'm saying? You just go. No, don't think it stopped here.
Right.
And we have early voting for the runoff in Georgia on December 14th. It lasts for 16 days. But get in where you fit in. Go to the same place you voted before if you went in early, or mail in your ballot. But the official day not official, but the day that you can actually go in is January 5th, Tuesday, January 5th. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So 2021, and y'all can vote then. That's when the election, like kind of like how the president was November 4th. But please, guys, let's get out here and vote and get the state. Let's take over it all. Okay, presidency, House, Senate, all that good stuff.
Let's do it.
And what it'll do, it'll make it equal. We have two good people running. We have John Ossoff for the Democratic side, and Raphael Warnock and those two, once they get in there, it'll be 50-50. So they have 50 Republicans, 50 Democrats, and then there'll be a tiebreaker because they be going in there and talking and negotiating, not really. But you know what I'm saying? Because they can't agree on shit. That's why we still ain't got the second stimulus. But anyway, I
I
digress.
need my money.
So,
I need my
uh,
Skrilla.
what happens is the vice president, shout out to Kamala Harris, she will be the tiebreaker, and so you know we can believe that she will vote for the Democratic side. Okay, so I
Okay.
just wanted to say that. Now we can move on. This has been a very political year, so we had to touch on that.
It's been a very stressful year.
Yeah, it's been stressful for real.
It's still not over. We
Man, I'm
still got
telling
what
you.
27 days left, something like
You
that.
count down the rest of the
Man, listen.
year. Ah, no, today the third.
How many days in
How
December?
many days? It's 31st. It's 31st. It's a 31st.
It's 30,
31
31.
days.
So we got
It's
28
31 days
days.
in December.
We got 28 days left.
I ain't gonna count it down because I'm hopeful, but I just want to be like, don't
All
ask
right.
my neighbor. That's what it remind me of that beat. Y'all,
Oh,
y'all know I'm breaking some song. Anyway, Cordero, you said you had some topics for us, so let's get
yes,
into it.
these topics came from various discussions I've been having around the way. You know what I'm saying?
Who you been yelling at? You
I
been,
ain't, I ain't
yeah,
even
you
yelling at
been
nobody.
fighting with
I
folks.
calmly expressed myself in a very fluid manner.
That sound like that's the joke right there. The gag is I
Like,
calmly.
hey, first question, Valerie.
No, we just okay. I feel like so. This is a Q&A,
No,
Valerie.
nah. I'm just messing with you. First question is: are you the architect of your own jadedness? Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm
Thoughts?
not. I'm just gonna answer the question. I'm
No.
not gonna say like this is how everybody feels, but I think people in general, yeah, like can choose to be happy. You can choose to be sad. I mean, attitude is everything, and your perception is everything. And I think that if you try to, even if something negative happens to you, you get to choose um, how you're going to perceive that, how that interaction will change you, how that situation will, make the rest of your day. And so I do think that some people can stay in a place of defeat and stay
Mm-mm.
in a place of just being jaded with life or being jaded with relationships or whatever that they are they have had like a sour taste in their mouth from, and they can stay in that space. And I'm sure people that have been there can tell you I was the one that brought myself up out of that. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So you can make you can build your own happiness, your own peace of mind. Yeah, so I do think that people are the architect of their jadedness if they are jaded because they can change that around. I'm sure something happened to make them be that way, right? But
Right,
I
right.
feel like there are things that you can do to say, hey, first of all, to recognize that, damn, I do feel this way about this. Because sometimes you don't even know that you are impartial to something, that something has made you, I don't know, jaded or, you know, made you feel a way until you recognize it. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, you can say, do I want to stay in this place? Because a lot of times if you are jaded about whatever it is, I I figure it comes into your mind, your dreams, your sleep. The way it affects the way you move when you meet people, different things like that. It affects your whole life, and so I can see it can be consumed the rest of your life if it's something that you just stuck on. So yeah, you can definitely change that though. That don't mean you have to stay in that place.
Mm, okay.
Like I
Uh,
read a book or something. I know y'all. I
you
know.
was over there, it's like, yes, you are the architect of your own
What do
salvation,
you
dog.
think, Cordero? What do you think, Cordero?
I would have to agree. I mean, yeah, of course, I think um, some environmental factors may play a part in some of what we do, or so I don't know how we view our perception, things like that. But I think at
Right.
some point in time, like I said, like somebody told me, at some point in time, you have to take control, have to make a choice to change your mindset. You know,
Right.
um, you know, where we grow up at in our environment or what we experience is only it's 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 because we only experience what's local to us, right?
Hmm.
So sometimes you really have to broaden your horizon and get out of your local area or your local space period and try to experience something different so not what I perceive to be the same is not all the same. If I'm making any sense. Like just like I say, even with dealing with relationships, if everybody on this one street has the same view, your environment will
You might
determine.
need to get off this.
Yeah, you might need to get off that street
Right, right, right.
and go to two streets over and see that something is different. Even though some people are like, well, I grew up like this and I grew up like that. Well, at some point in time, you have to make the decision to try to experience something different. And even though it's easier said than done to try not to
Absolutely.
try to carry those views over to the next street. Oh, like I said,
Oh,
it's
I like
easier
that.
said than done.
Okay.
Okay? Huh?
Okay.
Huh?
In your next book, tell me.
Not to carry those views to the next street. Huh?
Right.
But you got to wash that car.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
You said
And
he
ride it
preaching
real
today.
slow. Huh?
Y'all can go ahead and jump a couple lights down there for Cordero preaching to you.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, do that for me. Yeah, right. Tax collector straight around. But yeah, like I said, I definitely think you have to make a decision at some point in your life, and hopefully, you don't burn out before you make the decision. But Valerie, so
Yes.
question for you: Do you have any jaded experiences? Something that you think has like a jaded perception you might have?
I would say this. I think I can't think of any right now, but I feel like I have been in situations where I have been jaded with a relationship, or I've been jaded by a friendship, or whatever the case may be, jaded with a job. And I think, like you said, ultimately, um, you can build that. You can add on to the jadedness, or you can like look at something in a different view. Sometimes you do have to leave a situation if you are just you can't take it anymore, or the job's not working or whatever. But at the end of the day, you know I remember just like leaving a job, and I was super young, and it was my first like full time job, and I'm like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but because I had already every day I would go and work myself up with this job, and I always say like, oh, I gotta go in this again, oh, I gotta do it, and
Mm-hmm.
I made it worse than it had to be, because you know what? Honestly, every day was a new day, but I stuck with the mentality that I hated this job so much, and
Mm.
being so young and not checking myself and self-evaluating myself and saying, you know what, yeah, you didn't have a good day, or yeah, you don't like the supervisor, but this is a new day. Try to come in there, hey, how you doing? And I promise you, when you come with an attitude like that, majority of the time, things will slowly get better in the way you see things. I'm not saying that your supervisor's not gonna be no jackass. I'm not saying that they're still gonna be this is gonna be also a magical place you love, this is your dream job. But a lot of times when you change your mentality about something in a situation, you can start to see little things that make you happy. And then when you get ready to leave, you ain't trying to rush out to leave and not leave a 2 weeks notice or whatever you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, also, it's about building good foundation and bridges when you leave a situation. And I think that I didn't respect that, because I was just like, this job need me. I don't need this job.
Yeah. If I leave, this whole place to burn down.
Plymouth, what is the Plymouth Rock? What's that thing? I'm trying to do a quote. Rock they land on us. We land on Plymouth Rock. I don't know. You know that quote? I did a Denzel movie. Land on Rock landed on
Where I
us.
first heard that from? I first I think it was
Is
a
it
Denzel
right? Is
movie.
that right?
I think it was a Denzel movie. I think it was maybe his Malcolm X movie. I think he did.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But I first
But
time I
that's
heard
how I was
that,
feeling. You know, when you young, you be like,
yeah.
I don't need this job. Need me. I'm doing the
No,
movie. Like I said, like
I do for you. You know what I found out? Like you said, like we sometimes we took that stuff home with us. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired.
right,
But work is over with now. Go to the
right. And
work.
this is the time to reset.
Yeah, it's time to reset. Leave the manager where the manager at. Trust me, it'll be waiting on you tomorrow when you get there.
Yeah,
You know, and I think my biggest thing I
yeah.
had to learn how to
But it's
compartmentalize that part, so I wouldn't take it home with me, or I wouldn't take it, you know, when going out and stuff like that. So yeah, I had to learn how to like really compartmentalize that. and leave work at work. Once I clock out, that's it. I don't.
Right. And I think it's hard to do that a little bit
It
when
is. It
you
is.
don't
Easier
when
said than
you
done.
don't one it takes self evaluation like, okay, yeah, you don't like the job, but every day you don't gotta come in here with attitude neither. Because nobody
Mhm.
wants to work with the person that always got an attitude. So
Something
like I
always
said,
don't
I
look
think it's always unhappy. They're like, good morning, you like morning. Like nobody wants to, be around that person as well. So they be happy when you get ready to go. And
right.
also too for references, like you done dedicated your time to a certain job, and if you've been there for a little while, like that's where you've been working, and you just got to think about your career in the sense of transitioning. And I'm not saying that you necessarily need that job, but if you gonna use them as a reference, a lot of times, even though you can use the HR number, a lot of times yes, the person worked here. How was use them as a reference like that. They want to know um, how you are as a worker. And believe it or not, I have been in situations where they do actually call the job and ask to speak to such and such. So
Mm,
it depends on where you're trying to go. But just for your own sanity, I think you should make it a point to change your mindset about something. Do I think so? For me, yeah, I guess I can say I was jaded about my first job, like how I let it get to me. It's to a point like every day, like when Sunday came around, I had such an attitude because I was like, I ain't gonna make for this job that I hated. And it's like, but you don't have to. I didn't have to make it that way every time. I could have been like, okay, yeah, I don't like this job, but hey, and so I learned from that, believe it or not. And so that's why I said I'm thankful that I'm not. That's why I can check myself. Like I was not. Yeah, I didn't like the job, and there was some things that was going on in this particular job that was filed. However, like I didn't have to keep that same mentality every day. Like I reset
yeah.
that mentality of being jaded.
And it's about, and also like how we carry the energy around. And what I mean by that, because I saw this quote online and something like that, but it was talking about, did you really have a bad day, or did you have about 20 to 30 minutes where things didn't go your way?
Right. I think I've seen that too.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, well, you know what? That was only an hour worth of bullshit, and it was 24
Sometimes
hours
it
a
be a
day.
clusterfuck.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
sometimes and it could be a clusterfuck of an hour too. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like, did you really have a terrible day, or did the incident happen? Um, the incident was finished, and you carried around that energy
Right.
for the
Oh,
rest of the
I
day.
like that.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's
It's
24 hours in
already
a day.
gone, but you still
Yeah,
mad.
you
Right.
still mad. It's 24 hours in a day. You're taking that 1 hour and let it define your entire day. And then
Right.
sometimes it be your entire week, and then it be your entire work experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's kind of like,
But I think sometimes you learn about that, or you like recognize that as you kind of get. Now I don't want to say get older, because you can recognize that at a young age, but like you can recognize that when you self check yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have that conversation. Because if you don't have that conversation and you're thinking, oh, it's everybody but you might be a part of the problem. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, because
So, have you ever felt jaded about a relationship, like in dating wise?
yeah, I think it has. And some in particular took me a lot longer to get over, but I think the thing was, I needed to
It
take
took
that
you a
break.
lot longer to get over the jadedness or the relationship.
I'm gonna say one and the same, because the jadiness came as a result of the relationship. I think I
Ah,
was
gotcha.
pretty much done with the person. Like, I was done with the person, so to speak, right? But
Hmm.
my view from then on every other person, that they got imprinted, and it wasn't fair. So I think one thing I know that I needed to do was really, and it's not giving up, but sometimes you need to take a break
Right.
and give yourself time to, however long that is, whatever that looks like. Sometimes you need to take a break from it, so you don't become, because sometimes what you'll do is you'll go back and try to jump into another relationship or another situation, and you'll
Mm.
bump your head again. And next thing you know, you got knots all everywhere inside your head.
Right.
Instead of
What's going
recuperating,
on? Right.
yeah, instead of recuperating, right? Hold on, watch how I do this, right? Watch how I do this, right? So what you did was you caught a cramp in this relationship, and instead of going to take a water break, you decided to keep on running, and you caught another cramp, and then you caught another cramp. Now you thinking running causes you cramps. No, you need to rehydrate.
Okay,
You
now
need to
you preaching
rehydrate.
today. I'm trying to tell you.
But not, so it's like one of those things where you do need to take a break. They call it a healing phase or whatever, but it's not necessarily you giving up. It's just that you don't want to take that jadedness, that same lesson you're supposed to learn, and not learn it.
Right.
kind of like you keep beating your head against the same wall, you know.
Man, you gonna have all kind of bumps
Yeah,
and
have all
bruises.
kind of bumps and bruises. And then also, like I said, you have to switch up what it is you're trying to do. You know, if the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Right.
You know, of course, we like what we like, but sometimes what we like ain't healthy.
Oh,
Uh, uh,
okay.
can I get it again?
Okay.
Sometimes what we like is not healthy. I love that double bacon cheeseburger, but I need to eat this salad.
With that grease that clogging your arteries,
Right, but clogging your arteries.
giving you indigestion.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't sleep at night. But anyway, I digress. That's old. That's a new world problem.
Yeah. So, but like I said, I think sometimes just to take a break, re-energize, and you have to make it a point.
So,
Like,
have you
this is not
learned
everybody.
anything about past relationships to make you where you're not going to be jaded again? Do you think, like in
I'm
certain
learning.
situations, you still learning?
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
ain't nothing
I
wrong with
have
that.
learned some things, but I know I'm still learning.
Right.
Because not try to dismiss everything, but that's why I try to make it. You hear me talk a lot about balance.
Right.
Right. I talk about balance all the time.
Listen up, ladies. He's trying to say he on the market and he done learn some balance. So y'all
Balance, what I'm saying. Learn about balance, and the thing with that is you want to, how do I say? You want to recognize patterns, but don't judge a person by that pattern. You just need to recognize, okay, hey, this person's doing this. Don't totally dismiss your experience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the fool. You don't want to totally dismiss your experience because you had the experience for a reason.
Yeah, maybe the first time, but I do think people will show you who they are and believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't believe what they say, what they tell you, none of that. Believe what they show you. And give it time, because in the beginning, they might not show you everything. But as time goes on, they're going to show you who they are, honey.
90
And
days,
believe
they
that.
start cracking at the scene. We talked about that.
Okay? Because they can't help it.
They start, I can't. They
Lord,
lose
incredible
their
Hulk on you.
Yeah. So.
Like he been transformed.
Mm-hmm. So the takeaways, Valerie, for this particular question.
Okay.
All right.
You say it. You bring them back to me. Yeah, you tell me.
Take a break when you need to.
Okay.
All right. Try driving on a different street.
Okay.
Compartmentalize the problem. I do recommend that.
Okay.
Don't let 30 minutes of a bad day or hour of a bad day define your entire day. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I can't even, some situations ruin our appetite. Don't let it ruin your appetite.
Right.
Go have your lunch and enjoy it.
Okay. Right.
So those are my takeaways. Do you have any?
No, I like everything you said actually. This is just a basically question, whether it's friendship or relationship. Do you think it's okay? Okay, how long do you think you should wait? Like, if you've had a disagreement, how long do you think you should wait before you have a conversation about it, like for the resolution? Like, when you have a disagreement, are you looking for the resolution, or do you think, no, I want to cool off? Like, for you, what's a good time frame?
A good time frame? Wow. I guess it would depend on the what we disagreed on. Really,
For example,
like if it's something petty, you should have resolved that in like a day. Come on, let's not drag.
But that's what I'm saying. Give us an example. Like, what's petty?
My favorite example, the toilet seat. I ain't gonna do it. I just ain't gonna do it.
You're not gonna put the toilet seat down?
Put it down.
You say you will not put the toilet seat down?
Put it down. I ain't gonna do it. If it's in their house, yes, because that's being respectful.
So that's not petty to you?
In my house,
that's not petty to you?
Mm-mm. Well, no, that is petty.
Right.
That's petty. That's petty if you come to my house and tell me about my toilet seat and you want to get mad about me. That's petty.
Well, no, okay. So let's say you girls are living together,
mm-hmm.
but she living in your house,
mm-hmm.
and she's telling you she need the toilet seat down.
That's gonna be a discussion we gotta have. Because you know what I don't want to do, Valerie?
You gonna let her fall in the toilet seat, Cordelia?
I don't want to do, Valerie. I don't want to provide you with an energy that I cannot maintain.
She's gonna say, I can't provide you with this energy, just like you can't provide me with this energy. I can't provide you with this relationship. Goodbye. Like you can't.
You mean to say toilet seat? I ain't got no. I ain't got no for.
But you're not gonna be okay. Do you want to go around in her house if you was staying in her house and see period pennies around?
You said what now?
Do you want to go to her house and see period petties around here? Period.
That is two different things. That is
No,
unsanitary.
no, no, no,
That is
no. But it's her house
unsanitary.
though.
Well, if she
And
really
it
didn't
might, and you
care,
know what? It's nasty to leave the toilet seat up and shit be floating up.
that's not how that works. That's not how the toilet seat works.
Yeah, listen. Yes, it is. When you flush it, you don't think that water. You ain't never been in no public restroom and the water flashback. You gonna, Kadero, you gonna be single, bruh. I don't know no woman that's gonna appreciate that. You
Look
can't
at
do it while she leaves there. She not gonna show you her. She ain't gonna leave her shit around. That's like, yeah, I just use the restroom. You ain't gonna spray no air freshener. You are
You're gonna put
petty.
the thing on the night.
You petty as fuck.
You're gonna let it linger.
She gonna be sitting there like, nigga, this is me. This is my house.
It
But
don't
who do?
stink.
Everybody boo boo stink for the most part. Y'all better stop playing in this y'all eat. Even if y'all just eating greens. But anyway, we're not gonna get on
Yeah, we be all that.
feces. What I'm saying is, I forgot that was your thing about the toilet seat.
Hey, we all have our challenges and struggles. You know what I'm saying? We all have our challenges.
You know what I see in your future, Cadero? I see a
What?
long, lengthy, single life
I'm
of
willing,
just single.
I'm willing to wait on my queen.
No, you okay? And so for that person, that's crazy.
It's not crazy.
Even when you have guests, you don't accommodate. So you say you're not accommodating.
I'm accommodating. I'll fix you a glass of water, filtered water, give you a few ice cubes. I don't even keep ice in my house for myself. And I'm giving you ice cubes, that's accommodating.
No, but let's say they don't need the ice cubes. What are they saying? I just need the toilet seat down.
It might be an issue. I'm like, well, put it down.
Yeah, but then when she come back, you leave it up.
You said you come to my house, guests come to my house, and she said I need to talk.
Okay, well,
I'm like,
see, coming to your house is different because I do think there's a line. Like, if you come to visit me, I kind of am how I am, right? I kind of get that. But when you're living with someone, there's a difference. You understand what I'm saying? So
it would have to be.
A girl has moved into your place. It's like y'all place now, even though and I'm sure she helping.
We'll have a discussion about it.
You saying that now, but watch when you find somebody you really like, you gonna be like, that toilet seat gonna be down. I'm not gonna go back and forth with Cordero because I already know how he get down. He talk all this hot crap.
Hey.
Oh, you want me to tell him how you really be?
I am how I am.
Yeah.
I do what I do.
You gonna start stocking paper towels and everything. You gonna have napkins. I'm like, when you get napkins?
Valerie, speaking of which, I know what I want for Christmas.
Some a roll of napkins,
a
pack of napkins,
mm-hmm.
Paper towels. Just because you don't want to go in there, you missed a whole lot. You got to get toilet paper to wipe your ass.
Valerie,
the toilet paper right here on the one eye.
Valerie,
the paper towel is on the side.
I'm telling my friend Valerie what I would like for Christmas. That's all I want from you.
You know that's a hard find. Paper towels because this is coronavirus.
But I know you can do it.
Coronavirus.
You are capable and you are able.
You capable and able too.
Valerie,
you say
I'm telling my friend Valerie what I need.
And this is the sad part. I probably should just go ahead and give it for you because it's gonna last you for 3 years. So
it sure is. So the last time you bought me something like 6 months. I swear.
It'd be 3 rolls. I'm like, y'all still got those 3 rolls? I'm like, are you using them? Yeah. I mean, here and there. I'm like, what the fuck?
I had it for 6 months. I think you literally bought me a 3-roll pack.
No, I didn't. I bought you like.
What'd you buy?
It come in 3 6. I think I did use 6-pack.
But I have for 6 months.
It was more than 3 rolls. I remember it was like 6-pack.
I had it for a long time.
You had paper towel a month.
I had it for a long time. So like Valerie got me. He's use one square. We use this once. You gotta last.
Or you could just go buy your. How Valerie got me this pack. Lord have mercy. But yeah.
All right. We're gonna move on to the next question. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh boy. All right, Valerie. Next question.
Yes.
What does the words "to be vulnerable" mean to you? What is it to be vulnerable? If somebody tell you to be vulnerable, like Valerie, you be more vulnerable, or you're telling somebody else to be vulnerable, what does that mean to you?
To be vulnerable means to be open, to be to let your guard down, to allow for your heart and your mind to be receptive to, hear someone's out if y'all are having an argument, try to be like open about it and not be quick to judge or fight. I mean, vulnerability can be, I mean, depends on the person feels they are vulnerable or they have insecurities about. Probably sharing those insecurities and trusting that somebody will um, allow you to express yourself without backlash and showing your insecurities and your imperfections. That's what I think to be vulnerable is.
Okay. Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10,
Here we go.
how vulnerable do you think you are?
In general,
General is so general.
I feel like these are relationship questions, so you have to like specify because I ain't vulnerable to nobody.
Let's
Like,
see.
what I'm saying is like I'm going in the world. I'm going out in armor. I have lived this life of my 30 plus years. So even though I'm very southern and a country girl, I grew up my whole life in the inner city. So I'm always on guard, like where we at, what we doing. That's how I go out in the world because I'm mainly by myself when I'm traveling. So you know, I know what's going on. I watch Lifetime. But I said, I watch these movies. I know. I'm telling you, I
Okay.
know what's going
Okay.
on. So like I said, you have to clarify what it
Okay.
is.
Okay. So out in the world, it's a 0. Gotcha.
Yeah, because I don't think, what am I being vulnerable to?
I'm just saying.
Like, I'm charitable. Like, when I see somebody need help, I help them.
Yeah,
But
I'm break it down. Break it
okay,
down. What about with friendships? Would you say on a scale of 1 to 10?
8,
Okay. And I guess relationships will be a
4.
that motherfucker in trouble, boy.
Listen, because it take a minute.
Okay, take a minute for you to.
I gotta shimmy it down.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. I am more vulnerable with my friends because my friends, I'm not looking for. You gotta protect your heart. 19. It's a little different. I have had a lot longer relationships in friendships than in relationships, and
Yeah.
so and we can get on that subject for a different day. But when people have been through rides with you and maybe y'all fall out or y'all not be so close and then y'all get close again, you know, it's a different kind of love and a different kind of companionship that you have with your friends. When relationships, everybody trying to protect their little heart. They be like, hold up though, they're mine. You can't stay over here. So I think at first it's like a 4. And then I think from there it can warm up.
Okay.
I mean, I've had it high before, but I think the highest
That took
I've
time,
had it.
right?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
You got the chisel at this little over here.
I understand.
Yeah. I think about 7, 6 or 7 maybe. How about you, Cordero? Since you asking me.
Out in the world, I agree with you, 0. With my friends, depending on who it is, it varies. But if I'm gonna go for an average, a median average,
2.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
Are you serious, Cordero?
Yeah, I'm not vulnerable with everybody. Like my friends, it depends on it is on a person by person basis. But if I had to pick an average number, like add them all together, divide, add them, it'd probably be like a 2.
Okay, relationships.
The highest I've gotten.
This nigga like, let me tell you something. It's like you need a pack of cigarettes, like
for real, like square up. In relationships, the highest I've gotten is probably like a 5, maybe.
Okay. But typically, what is it in relationships?
Like a
5.5. A what?
Like you said, typical relationships. Starting off, shit, girl.
No, just saying like, yeah, okay, starting off.
Yeah, starting off
0.333.
it's probably a good 1. Probably a good one.
So you agree as well, not agree, but like you have a higher vulnerability level in your
Yeah,
friendships. And your,
right. Like I said,
wow, we both need to go to therapy.
hey, I'm a work in progress, and
Right, right,
I
right.
look into this with relationships. It can be hypocritical. It can be seen as hypocritical because my thing is I'm more like, girl, tell me what you need. What's on your mind? What makes you strong? What makes you smile? And they be like, can I help you out? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I got it. Don't just chill over there. Leave my shit alone.
So you gonna push her away? Yeah,
It's hard to let that go.
yeah. I was thinking about that too. Just the statement. That was a good question actually about the vulnerability level because I never really judged it before, but I do know that I tend to have a higher vulnerability level with my friends and my family is like I think like a 10. I do trust my family like the most, especially like with my mom. It was 11, 12, 13, 15,000.
That's
But
mine.
I think it's for me. It's just the comfortability, how comfortable I am with a person. So I agree
Mhm.
with you about how everybody is don't get probably the same thing. Every relationship might
Right.
not get the same thing. Just depends on like how comfortable I am with the person. Um, and I got a question. Tell me, just say Valerie. Remember that question you was gonna ask me?
I got you.
Just
I got
to
you. I got
remind me
you.
that. Okay. So what I wanted to say was, I had a question that I was thinking about a while ago, a statement I was wondering, and I was like, how do you know when like keep having the same cycle over and over, like going through the same situation over and over,
The same
and knowing
experience.
when, yeah, like maybe it was partial because it was something you said that made me think of that I was going to ask you. It was about relationships, kind of, and
Mm.
it was just like a cycle of. I forgot the last thing you said because another thought popped in my head. I should have wrote it down, I guess, but it was just like, how do you know you having these same cycles and the same situation? Like, do you look at things like, what am I doing to put me in this same cycle? But I don't even know if that was a question.
I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to relate to something that else I had learned and was listening to and try to implement. You'll keep going through the same experience until you learn the lesson you're supposed to learn from it.
Right. I think I can believe that.
So, like when you were talking about cycles, like I keep going through the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. It all this actually ties in. The reason I ask these questions like this because they all tie in together. And that cycle question actually was a good segue. You'll keep going through the same thing over and over again because both men and women say this. Men always do this. Women always do that. All males do this. All females do that, and we kind of go through the same cycle, and that makes us quote unquote jaded, right?
Hmm.
But we keep going through the same cycles. The lesson that we have not learned yet, obviously, if we keep going through the same pattern,
Right.
driving ourselves insane.
Right. Right. Right.
So
I
that's
didn't
one
think that
thing.
was a question, but it was something you had said. It was like a statement, and I was like, "Ooh!" It reminded me of the thing I wanted to ask you.
But anyway,
Okay.
to be vulnerable, the reason I look at, to me, the way I always interpret it to be vulnerable, and it's not like a good thing, but it's the way my brain process it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It meant to me like when somebody told me you need to be more vulnerable, I like you want me to be weak around you. Is that what you're saying? And I know that's might not be necessarily what they meant, but every time they would ask me like you need to be more vulnerable, you're not opening up. I was like, why do you want to know my weaknesses? Like who sent you? Why are you
But
trying to
why
get
do you
to know
think that for you vulnerability means weakness?
from the jadedness?
Ooh.
See how they run together? See how they run together?
No, no shade. I know it's gonna sound like shade. Does your job offer EAP or EPA? You know what it is?
No, what's
It's
that?
like you can call and like talk to a therapist.
Oh, yeah, I think they do, especially with this whole COVID thing. They think they do offer like a little hotline so you can call
Right.
and get whatever on your chest.
Cause they give like 6 free sessions.
Yeah, they do. I'm not sure really how to access it, but I do know that they.
You can call your HR. They can tell you.
I don't need no motherfucker like black man. I don't need no therapist.
See,
I don't need no
see,
therapist.
that's the problem. You gonna walk around be so mad,
But yeah,
so
because like past experiences or whatever, I know previously me being vulnerable, so to speak, got thrown back in my face eventually. So now it's like, nah, I'm good.
so when something happens, your idea is to just block it off and never open that part up again.
Well, not when something happens, but when somebody's trying to, I guess, access a person, trying to access a part of my personality or trying to access, something.
Would you ever ask somebody that you're dating to be vulnerable for you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said before. I know it's hypocritical of me because I could be very, I can be very nurturing and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh,
Right.
baby, I got you. Let me, tell me what's on your mind. Girl, tell me about your day, boo. All trying to, be
So
nurturing.
it can't be one sided though. Like, let me just
Hey,
say that
I'm
in
working. I'm working on it.
relationships,
I'm working on
right? I'm just saying
it.
for
Yeah.
people out there listening. No, it's very informative though, and very helpful to other people. You can't be one sided in relationships. Like, I do realize that everybody do not communicate the same. Like, if you're upset about something, you might can express the way you feel a little bit better than somebody else, or they may react a little differently. However, sometimes you got to give them the tools to say, okay, let me know when you want to talk, or let me know how you want to,
Hmm.
whatever, whatever. But you can't say, Valerie, be vulnerable, but you're not gonna be vulnerable yourself, because
Right.
now you it's one sided, and so I'm just being vulnerable. You out here like, don't talk to me, don't look at me, I'm about to cry. It's like,
Yeah, but see, the
help
thing is,
me, help you.
I'm like, what you want to see me cry for, huh? Like,
I ain't saying. I'm just saying if you were about
right,
to,
right,
or
right.
just you had a bad day, you frustrated. Sometimes, listen, I cry sometimes, and it ain't even because I'm sad. I just be like, I need to release. Maybe that's a woman. No, I ain't gonna say that's a woman.
Hey, you know that
Maybe people be that way.
okay, I know you probably seen that movie, but that meme, but it's a or that gift they call it. It's the
Yeah.
movie Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, right? And it's the
What? It's
black
called what?
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh yeah.
There's like a little animated movie, and it's a
Yeah.
black security guard, and he's about to cry, and the tear started rolling his eye. He's like, "Get back in that tear!" And he sucked the tear back up, and his
Oh
eye
Lord. That's how you
falls.
feel, huh?
I
You
can't
related
do
to
it.
that soul. You
Yeah,
related to that
I was
so
like,
much.
yeah, and they just summed it up. I was like, nah, I can't. I don't even
You
cry by
related to
myself,
an animation of a cartoon character
man. I'm trying to
trying
tell
to
you,
cry, about to cry, and being able to suck his tears back up.
not even a
Ain't
project.
no
Let me
therapist.
say, let me say,
Ain't no
let me
therapist,
say
but I
how bad
think
it
you
is. Let me say how bad it is. All right, even if I'm like by myself, I'm like, nah, don't you do it. Don't you do it.
you
You
know
better not.
what? Your eyes must burn a lot. Cause when you don't cry, your eyes be
Hey,
burning.
the last time I cried was when I yawned too hard.
And you be mad about that, don't you?
Like, God damn it. But
Eyes be on fire.
yeah, all right, drop balls.
Crazy.
But
Well,
yeah, so I think like I'm working progress with that.
I mean, we
Like
all are though.
I've been told that before. Like I be trying to help you and you don't never. I'm like, nah, I got it, I'm cool.
Well, first of all, you have to. For somebody to say I try to help you, the person has to want the help, and I think you have to read the room with that. And me just knowing you, I sometimes I say, well, Cordero, do you want me to do? I always ask you. I never volunteer nothing because you ain't gonna take it. So I always say, Cordero, is this something? Do you want some help with that? And I remember I'm just gonna slide into our relationship a little bit. I remember like I was asking for it. This is like financial, like a job or something. Like with my friends, like I be trying to find stuff for them. Like if I find it like a job or anything I know they're looking for, I'm like, well, this be perfect for them. And I used to get on Cordero because I'd be like, Cordero, I send you stuff, yada yada yada. You'll never send me nothing like, well, I hate this job, wherever I'm at. If I hate a place or I'm looking for extra work, you'll never like, yo, man, you know, you might like this. I like you never do it. He was just kind of like, what? And I was like, you never try to help me out financially. Like, not like I want him to give me money or anything, but I always like, you never try to look out in that kind of sense. If it's something like food, oh man, you want to eat? Like, I think that's the way you show that you care. Like, feeding people make you feel happy. But if it's something like individual, you would not help. And I'll be like, Kader, you are so whack. I ain't telling you that. I'm like, Kader, yeah, because I was a little pissed off because let me see, I would see a job like there have been places where Cordero and I have been at different just by a career path, right? Or we looking for extra whatever. And I will say one time he did need my help for something. I came and I was like, I'm gonna charge you. He was like, all right. I was like a subcontractor to him, so that was kind of cool. But even then, he was like, I came and helped, and he was like, yeah, I do the rest myself. I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, but yeah, because there is not very he don't, and the reason I brought that situation up, not like really to put you on blast or anything, but it's like I feel like you don't be look for people like for success, like for jobs like I do, or like success wise in that way, because you don't want nobody sending you stuff, which is kind of weird because I do it anyway. Or but sometimes you hear me like, are they hiring? I'm like, yeah, let me tell you. Like I'm so like, let me Google it and find
No.
out how to
All right, so
like.
let me tell you about that particular season because everybody know. Well, people know me. I work a job for like a long time, and stuff. But the jobs that they were having at that particular spot, the people that worked there were not happy for that job, and it was like the jobs that they had. I was like, yeah, Valley lasts like a week. Because just
You
not
did
trying to,
something like I will say that once you was kind of explaining that to me, you was like,
yeah,
yeah, da 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 da. But
yeah,
it's like, let me fall on my face. Let me see if it's something I can. Like once I go for an interview, I'll see if I want to be at that place or not.
you're
But
right,
I
and that was to prejudge it probably wasn't fair because I was looking at it like that, like yeah, Valley wouldn't like this job. It wasn't that I
oh
wasn't. It was more so like I know she wouldn't like this job because the people that were there didn't like the job, and then I saw how they treated certain people there. I was like, yeah, she got about like a week and a half tops. And then I didn't want you to come back and look at me like, Kadari, you told me this job. I'm
no.
like, wait.
But I do see what you're saying now that you explain it. But nah, because it's kind of like dating too. Like you got a friend and your friend want to talk to another friend,
Right.
and you like, I ain't hooking that up. Like you gonna talk to him if you want to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
think
you
I
ain't
told
gonna
you,
get
I'm like,
mad
nah,
at
I ain't
me.
doing that. Nah, Nick. Nope.
Like I know he ain't shit.
Yeah, I know. Let me tell you about it. If he try to holler at you, don't waste your time.
Right, like this fool.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I only reason I correlated that to that because I know you don't like help at all. Like, I mean, you could damn near whole time you roll out of here. I got it. I'm like, okay, all right,
But hold
all
on, let me tell you. Okay, so I'm a piggyback off our relationship as well. Me and Valerie's friendship. She kind of knows that sometimes that she just does it. Like we joked about the paper towel thing. I didn't ask Valerie to buy the paper towel, so I asked her now. But when she first got it, I didn't ask her, and
you
it was
know
one of those
why? Because
things.
I was coming over his house and okay, I'm a paper towel person, and that's just me. You know, you can have a rag or something. And sometimes he be like, "Oh, I got a rag," and he would like rinse it out the rag. Be like, I'm like, I'm not wiping my hands on it. I need something. Give me a towel. Give me something. I need paper towels. He would never have paper towels. And then you cooking, you ain't got no paper towels. I'm like, well, when I'm supposed to wipe my mouth? He be like, I got something in it. Wait a minute, how you got more paper towels in your? No, you don't even got paper towels in your car. Maybe that's me too. Yeah. Child, it just was like since I knew I was coming over there, I was like, here's because it's a housewarming gift actually. I was like, enjoy, man.
Well, what I was trying
I
to
thought
say
it was
was
gonna catch
sometimes
on, honestly, but
like my thing is sometimes, and I tell people like sometimes if you want to help me and you see, because I'm always say I got it, but
ask
it's
him
kind of like
first.
yeah,
Ask him
just
first.
just
Sometimes he'll say, "Oh, thanks," and then you will never see that thing again that you gave him because he's not gonna use it. Ask him
use it
first. Why
sometimes.
you smiling? Because you know it's true. Speak up. We can't hear you.
I use it sometimes, on occasions.
Listen, get Cordero spice racks. Anything to do with cooking. But
I would say,
like, just kind of make it look anything Japanese style or just anything like that. Cause he,
ladies, y'all taking notes?
he stuff for his pet. He have dogs, so get him some for that. Well, other than that, he don't want nothing. You know,
Just your love and affection.
hmm. That time he don't even want. He don't want that either. I'm so tired of looking at her eyelashes going to the left.
That's only make
What?
look. That's only make me mad, yo. You can't.
Her eyelash going to the left. The
You
fuck is wrong with
see how creepy
you?
that shit is?
She ain't got no baby hair. Like what? She
That's
grown.
what
She
baby
don't need no
hairs.
baby hair.
But yeah, so what was it? Oh yeah, it was on Be Vulnerable. Yeah, so yeah, and plus you gotta understand, I'm a tourist.
But my dad's a tourist. One of my good girlfriends is a
You say your
tourist.
dad's a
Like y'all be haters, but I love y'all from a
wow.
I told y'all that. Like I love my dad because that's my dad. But my homegirl, me and her got into it. I was like, you a hater, Shawty. Like you a hater. I had to get real good. I was like, you a hater, Shawty. I had to say Shawty.
But you,
I can say no names right
demented.
now. I tell y'all that.
Am I a hater?
Yeah, sometimes you are.
Okay, if you cooking food, it's automatic challenge. I don't care what it is. If it's food,
No, it's not just
we challenge.
cooking. Like if I say somebody made me something, you be like, who made it? Like, don't worry about it.
Back to food. I'm like, yeah, who made the food, Valerie? Who cooked
One
it?
time, look, y'all. One time
Who
I
else
made
food you eating, Valerie?
look. One time I made the food, y'all. He was like, I sent him a picture. He was like, oh yeah, like who made that? And I was like, I think I said something slick like, dang, when the food be good. And he was like, who made that? And I went tell him. He went a whole tangent. It was me. I made the food. I just wanted to get under his skin. Who made the food? It don't even look all that good. You tell me better if I go in. You threatening me? You threatening me with seasoning? Like, shut up. Like, you a hater. I think I had made some lamb chops or
All
something.
right, about food, I think that's an automatic threat.
No, you a hater on other stuff too, but yeah, that's my food. That's why I don't even see you no food unless I be like, sometimes I do it like, I ain't heard, like, I'm going to get on his skin right now. Watch this, y'all.
This should probably say somebody else cooked it.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm like, a friend cooked it. It might be me, but I'm my friend.
I know, right?
Yeah, but look,
I
I
go off
can
that point.
tell. But look, this how I know the thing is
Dry
turning
ass
his
chicken.
head because he's like, should I say something? Because she might have cooked it. It might be a setup.
Dry ass chicken cornbread.
But he don't even know. I don't be caring. I'm like, I know my shit be good. Like that's why I take pictures of it.
Man, I'm a little funny about food. I'll admit that. I'm a little funny about food.
A little.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here.
I'm a little funny about
Get
food.
out of here. But yeah, sources. I know 3 sources. No, 4. My cousin. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, I know y'all, but I'm cool with all of y'all for real. All the sources I have met thus far, I'm cool with for real, for real. I have not met a source that I don't like. Y'all a little standoffish. Y'all very stubborn.
What?
Y'all like to be by yourself, but then y'all like to be around people. That's how I don't get. Like
I
y'all
told
like.
it's about that social jar. When the social jar is empty, it's time to go home.
Then you be looking like, oh, that's who made that. Oh, that's what y'all made.
That's
Like, why your FaceTime go like that?
that eating right
Oh
there.
my god.
That was
Because
that
we
eating
have
right there.
elements of Taurus. We are Aquarius are stubborn too. And we do have a social.
The social jar.
We do like being by ourselves though. We do have a social meter barometer where
Right.
it's like, oh,
Right. Once it
I'm
go,
good.
yeah, it's like I need to go home. It's time to
Then
go.
when we say we done with something, we like done. Like,
Yeah. You don't
let
want
it
to stay a
go.
little bit longer? No.
That's why I like going to people's houses before COVID. Cause I can leave when I want to leave. It's so
That's why.
awkward kicking somebody out your house. Like I remember I used to host like Christmases, and I remember one time. Oh, this when I was a lot younger, y'all. So I have grown. But my mama was over there, my daddy, my family, like it was a lot of my family. My family had came in from Mississippi, and then stuff started happening where like somebody had brought a dog, and the dog ended up peeing on my carpet, and everybody know
Ooh.
I'm real like finicky about smells and scents. All I know, people saw. I'm like, I started turning down lights. I went in my room and closed the door. My mom was like, I think it's time for us to leave, y'all.
That started shutting the store down.
Listen, no more turkey, no more
Heck
dressing,
nah,
nothing,
stop putting
no
the
sweet
food
potato
up.
pie, no nothing. That's why I was like, no, I learned my lesson that day. I was like, yeah, I'll come to you.
But
I'll
that's why
come
we
to
gotta
you.
take my car everywhere I go because it's like when I'm ready to go, I want to leave. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to linger.
Don't you look at jackass like the person that brought you, you ready to go?
Yeah, I know, right? You ready to go?
They're like, oh, she's rude. He's rude. Like,
I'm
I'm
gonna call.
tired.
I'm gonna call the Uber. I
When
gotta
the lame jokes are no longer, you can no longer half laugh the lame jokes. Like,
go.
are you in your phone like this is some
Oh
bullshit? You
shit!
ain't even texting nobody. You texting your own self. You ain't even hit sit.
Yeah,
No, real
look
talk.
at the
I'm
same
doing this.
picture
I done
3
text
times.
Bank America, America Best. He texting, sending text messages to them like, why am I here? Saying to Bank America.
Like,
Then Bank America send me a reply like, this is an invalid code. I'm like, I know this ain't the code. I ain't I checked my account. I'm
hell
just
no.
trying.
They're like, who was sending these text messages back? How's your day? What?
Right.
So yeah, Val, you got anything else you want to add or take away or add to?
I did have a little bit of one question, remember?
Oh yeah, that
A
one
question I want
question.
to come. I
Yeah.
actually ended up writing it down because
Oh, okay. Well, let's see if we can get it in there real quick.
how it's about vulnerability, and I said, how vulnerable are you with yourself?
With myself.
Yep.
Ooh.
But I'm dry.
Okay.
We need to get some sound effects. Bum, 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 bum. That ain't the right one I'm looking for, but anyway.
How vulnerable am I with myself? I say I'm probably like a solid 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're vulnerable with like like self checking yourself and being aware of your feelings and things like that.
No, I think that's kind of like a double-edged sword because the word like we check ourselves with our feelings and stuff like that. Certain things, if I feel a certain kind of way, I just did it and cut stuff off, and because I don't want to even
So
dabbling
you're
into
not
that.
that vulnerable, which is yeah.
I said a seven. I said a seven. You know,
So you
I'm
say you
I'm I'm,
high.
I'm realistic with myself, but sometimes like how my brain process stuff, it'll be like,
Mm-hmm,
okay, this, that, and the third. I'll get real analytical,
mm-hmm.
and I'll look at it from a real analytical standpoint, and I'll take like the
You'll
emotion.
try to justify your feelings
No, I'll take the emotion out, and I just get real analytical. Like you're feeling this
with
because
yourself, though.
yeah, I have to.
Wow.
Because you don't want to,
Okay.
you don't want to see emotional unhinged, Cadero. That's not good. That's not good for nobody.
I want you to be in touch with your emotions. Absolutely.
Nah, you don't that.
Yeah, I do for you. Not saying I gotta see it, but for yourself.
But I
I
think
said,
that
how vulnerable are you with yourself?
yeah,
And
that's,
yeah,
that's
for
all I said.
yourself, I will want you to be as in touch as you can be. Whether it's crying, whether it's being angry, whether it's taking out on your punching bag or whatever. I would want you to be the best. I think you can only get to your best emotional awareness when you
Mhm.
are vulnerable enough with yourself to recognize certain emotions and what triggers that.
Right.
That's
I
facts.
mean, I feel I feel that's why I like. I think like I said my. I try to get analytical with it. Like, why am I feeling this emotion? What's going on? What part of this situation do I need to cut out or get rid of to not?
That worries me, but but what I do like is that you are the most like vulnerable the most with yourself.
Yeah.
So that's something I don't like that when you have the emotions like got
Gotta cut it out. Gotta cut it out. Get rid of it.
you try to get a robot in that thing like you try to suck the tear back in like
Yeah, got
that's
it.
kind of
All
scary.
right. No, 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 no. Cut it off. Cut it off. What about you,
I
Valerie?
guess you don't never eat onions because cutting onions make you cry.
Hey, I
Jeez.
found a way. It's a technique you can use to
Thank
actually
you.
cut onions without crying. I'll talk to you about that later. I don't know. That's a secret. But what about you, Valerie? Same question. How vulnerable are you with
um,
yourself?
when I am self-aware, when I self-check myself, when I check in with myself, I am at like a 9.5.
Okay.
Um, but on a normal, just every day, I'm probably at like I'm not gonna lie, it's probably a 7 as
A
well.
solid,
I'm gonna
solid
tell you
seven.
why every day. Like when I have thoughts and I have process, because sometimes I'm just on autopilot with my emotions.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm coming and going. As of late, I mean, I've had to like okay, so mainly I've been at the house. You know, when you by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really interact with a lot of people. You just kind of be how you gonna be. You know.
Right.
Um,
Right. True
but
that.
going to work, you do have to stay self check yourself a lot. You know. But I have to do these things self check because I would get anxious, and that's something that I deal with at times. So I don't have time to be. I don't like I get anxious, and then my mind starts to going. Um, Also too, I like it better when I am like having conversations with my in my head sometimes. But I think that it's like to have a self talk because when I do it, I have more clarity. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have did that, or oh, I could have handled that better. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because when I'm on autopilot, I ain't really worried about nothing because I'm not thinking past that. It's like I have a shut off.
Right.
You
I
know what
got
I'm
you.
saying? Like I'm not even thinking about like the emotions that I feel. And I'm like, oh, I was mad about that. Oh, I did have an attitude about that. Or oh, that was sad. I'm sad because of that. And I think like it's hard to like being in COVID, not being able to. Actually, I have been getting out, you know, in the wilderness, but I'm just saying, not really being around friends. And that's right, y'all call and check on your friends, okay?
Do a health check on them.
Call and check on
They
your
need
friends and
help.
your families and stuff, and even your coworkers if you want to. They need somebody to check on them too. But yeah, I think you should do that. And then when holiday time come, you know they say suicide is the highest around holiday season, so I can only
Yeah, I
imagine
heard
what
that.
it'd be like now.
I heard that. I heard. I
That's
did. I
been there
had
for
heard that.
years. Yeah, so because you think about it when you probably were a kid, if you were into holidays like that, and your parents did things for you, or your grandparents, from whoever, kids have a certain joyfulness
Mm-hmm.
about the illusion of Christmas and presents and lights and
Right.
things being magical. And I think when you get older, you kind of lose that sparkle that you have because you just life is real and you don't give yourself the opportunity to have to think that things can be, so to speak, magical. You know, magical is like imagine a grown adult like this is just magical.
It's whimsical. Like,
They be like, what the fuck is he on?
whimsical.
What the fuck is he smoking? They think you on drugs, right? Magic, walk around talking about this is incredibly magical. I'm like this nigga,
Real
something wrong with him. Something wrong with her.
He ain't got no
What
bills.
is she on? Is she drunk?
He ain't got no bills.
Kids can go around and say stuff like this is freaking magical, man. I can't believe it. Like it's okay to be that way, to be overly enthusiastic or be um to have a certain whimsicalness about life, you know, and be enjoy life like that. And so when you get older, it's like they want you walk around talking about, man, this shit fucked up. You can find two more folks be like, hell yeah, that's what you talking about. Hell yeah, this shit fucked up. You like, why we want to be negative? So it's like, yeah, check on your people.
It's all the time.
Listen, I advise y'all to get into the Christmas spirit. I know I put my tree up November 1st, and I dare somebody to say something to me. I'm like, I'll give you all I got this year. And put my wreath on my door, and I was happy about it. Like,
I ain't even looked at the tree. It's been like,
you ain't got. Did you put a tree up last year?
I ain't put the tree.
Well, maybe come over there and sprinkle you with some fairy dust. To throw some, like, and this ain't nothing but goddamn sprinkles. Like, I had my mask on, like, we just run off. Merry Christmas!
She probably do some shit. Like, what the hell?
No, I wouldn't blow it because blowing, you know, even though I don't feel like I got COVID, I don't want to blow my spit on you. I'm just going to throw it at you.
You see what COVID
I think you're going to be mad because sparkling glitter is hard to clean up.
See what else COVID took away?
Anyway, you should, just a side note, you shouldn't blow on your birthday candles, even though I think I still do.
Why not?
Because you spitting. It's really spit when you go. They say make a wish, and then you know I make a wish, and then you supposed to take your hand or something and fan it. If everybody gonna eat the cake, if the cake just for you, then fine, spit all on that motherfucker.
But I think blowing like I don't like.
Still shouldn't blow. Nah, you still shouldn't blow on the candles. A little bit of spectacle, a little bit of smoke can come out. Don't do that.
They got holes. People got holes in their lips. I didn't know this.
That's why. No, this is what we should do. You get cupcakes and say, "Look, I'm gonna give you this fucking cupcake. You blow on your cupcake, and then let everybody else." That's what's gotta happen.
Well, you know, I don't eat cake, so I'm be alright. I don't eat cake.
Shitty.
Eat that. That's sweet.
Your whole body was just.
Man, hey, real talk. I was over
you're turning into a gremlin.
I was over my folks out for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. Small gathering. And I could
they're arresting folks for that, having gatherings.
I could smell the sugar. Like it was weird.
No, because you don't eat. If you don't, okay, it's kind of like chicken. Let me tell you, when I had stopped eating chicken for a little while,
I'm arrested.
Stop eating meat. I was like, this doesn't smell clean. I really was like that. I'm like, this smells like it smells like poultry. It don't smell right. And really, what it was is that you can just smell. It's different. But once you go back to start eating chicken, it's like a crackhead. You be looking like you on drugs.
I remember like I'm about to have some chicken today.
Because your body crazy. It crazy all the negative stuff. Like when you start to detox and clean out your body.
When you would call me and say like I had some chicken today, I was like chicken, I couldn't take it. God hell no.
Fish is good though. Like doing like tilapia or salmon.
They said tilapia is bad for you. Is that a
well, it's formed. It's a formed fish. It's not something it's not a fresh caught. It's not something you can go out there. You're not gonna fish for no tilapia. It's something that they form. But okay, so Kadira, are we gonna talk? Not right now because it's kind of late. And it ain't even but like 6 o'clock. It looks so dark right now.
Yeah, it looks about 9:30.
Gotta turn my lights on. But is there? Are we gonna have? We're gonna let the audience know if we're gonna have a time where videos are gonna come out
Yes.
once a
Okay.
week.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and pick a day. Let's
No, we're
pick
not
a
gonna
day.
pick a day. I'm just saying, are we gonna do that? Because I want to pick a day, and then we start putting stuff out. I want to be consistent. That's what I'm just telling you. I want to be
Okay.
consistent with us recording, and then putting out the content, and then posting it on the Instagram and Anchor and Spotify and YouTube. And y'all share, retweet. No, we're not tweeting.
Share.
Share. That's what we want for Christmas, y'all. We want y'all to share this. In the new year for 2021, we want y'all to share this
That's
podcast with
all we
5
want.
people and tell them 5 people to share our podcast and have people to subscribe to our channel if you like our content. Besides, help us out. Raise the
Okay.
numbers.
Yes, we
Why am I
can
break
do that.
dancing over here? Y'all
I
can't
don't know.
see that.
She was doing a whole jig. Uh,
Not a jig. I don't jig. Made me think of 1950s and okay, this is what we want y'all to do. We want y'all to tell us a day we should record. And whoever
okay.
has what day we get the most is the day we will record.
Oh no,
Now
not
keep
okay. Not record a day we should post.
we post it. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap this thing on up. You know what I'm
Okay, well that's
saying?
all I have. Thank you guys for listening to episode 14. Don't forget that Georgia, if you live in Georgia, we are having a runoff election. Early
Mm-hmm.
voting for the runoff starts December 14th, and it says it lasts for 16 days, so that should be until December 20th. And then the actual election is Tuesday, January 5th, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I want to say. Y'all get out there and vote, share our podcast, subscribe to our channel, you know, tell
All that
your
good stuff.
friends and your mama and your cousins and your brothers and everybody you know and your coworkers and everybody you know they got access to a website to, log in and listen and, subscribe.
Yeah.
What she said.
What she said. All right, y'all. This has
It's
been the
been
what?
real.
Peace.
Peace.